Then, Sergius Paulus here, then the proconsul believed when he saw what had occurred, for he was astonished at the teaching of the Lord. The severest words of the Bible, both the Old and New Testament, are reserved for those who stand between men and truth, for those who stand between men and God. And so, among other things, we can say that the proconsul saw something in Paul and something in Elymas. He saw the difference of truth. He saw the courage of Paul. Here was a man of conviction, bold in his belief, willing to take a stand for what he believed. He saw the just results of Elymas' sin, physical blindness corresponding with his spiritual blindness. When we see the trouble sin brings to people, it helps us pursue God even more earnestly. As amazing as the miracle of Elymas' sudden blindness was the good news that the proconsul heard from Paul and responded. And he watched a miracle occur before his eyes. Change in people's lives can only come through the teaching of the Lord. So Paul and Barnabas are ready to leave Cyprus for Antioch of Pisidia. This is different than the Antioch that they had started from. This is in a province that's in Turkey. Now Paul and his companions set sail from Paphos and came to Perga in Pamphylia, and John left them and returned to Jerusalem. The missionary group is now described as Paul and his party. Previously, as recent as Acts 13:7, the group was described as Barnabas and Saul. From this point on, Paul's leadership will be predominant. They came to Perga. They had left the Isle of Cyprus and coming to Perga on the mainland of what is today Turkey. John Mark leaves for home. He's gone back to Jerusalem. We don't know exactly why John Mark left for Jerusalem. Perhaps he was homesick. Remember, he's a young man, probably a teen. Perhaps he was afraid of the tough and dangerous travel through the mountains ahead of them. Perhaps he resented that the team of his cousin Barnabas and Saul had now become Paul and his party. Perhaps he lost confidence because Paul suffered poor health, according to Galatians 4:13. As we be clear from Acts 15, as Acts 15 tells us, verse 36 through 41, Paul didn't appreciate the departure of John Mark. And to some degree, he seems to have lost confidence in him as a missionary companion, as a member of the team. This reminds us greatly that godly men often fail. And great as the work that was done, there were still problems. The Bible will speak truth, even the bad parts, and we will learn about reconciliation from the relationship of Paul and John Mark.